Good morning to all my fellow football fans and friends on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen. This is going to be my version of a protest video, if you will. I've been a football fan since I was a kid in the early 70s. I've watched football for decades. I love college football, and I loved pro football just as much. But I can't do it anymore. I haven't really done pro football for 3 years now. I can't. I can't do it anymore. The NFL, to me, now stands for either the No Fun League or the National Felons League. And I can't do it anymore. Pardon me. The rule changes that they started implementing a few years ago started me on the path towards making the game unwatchable to me. The only thing that saved it really was NFL Red Zone. The constant ads, the inane banter of the commentators. Most of them are worthless. Most of them wouldn't know a football play if it hit them in the face. Then all the rule changes. I mean, you don't know what a catch is anymore. It takes 5 minutes of video review to make sure somebody caught a ball. Hitting now is almost impossible. I mean, if you even come within a meter or a yard of a guy's head, you can't hit anymore. You get penalties. You get thrown out of the game. It's becoming almost unwatchable. It's becoming unplayable. And the last thing, the thing that ended it for me was this protest crap. A bunch of whiny millionaires playing a child's game, complaining about how oppressed they are, and protesting this flag. Not this flag, but the flag. Protesting the country that allowed them to play a game and be paid millions of dollars and be publicly worshipped by millions of fans. And they're spitting on it. They're spitting on the cops that they would call, by the way, if somebody tried to steal their Rolex or their Escalade. They're spitting on the military that guards our country and allows them to have the freedoms to do what they do. And I can't watch it anymore. I can't put up with it. I can't put up with a diva wide receiver that's paid that just signed a $95 million contract and is whining about how oppressed he is. You know what? And he's saying that he's a zoo animal. Well, you know what? Put me in a zoo for $95 million, you miserable bastard. You have no right. Well, you do have a right, of course, but you have no standing. You have no say in this. You're scum. And all the rest of you are scum. And I'm not putting up with it anymore. So every Sunday from now on, and I haven't been watching the NFL for years, 3 or 4 years now, and every Sunday now I'm putting this flag out in front of my house. I'm putting my flag out to celebrate the thin blue line, to celebrate the men and the women who stand between us and the scum of the earth, who stand between us and chaos, who stand between us and anarchy. I'm putting this flag out every Sunday during the game hours to celebrate our fine men and women overseas and in this country who are standing on the borders, who are standing in the face of hostility, in the face of guns, in the face of bombs, in the face of death, to protect the way of life that these no fun league, National Felon League players spit on. I'm done with the NFL. I'm done with the NFL until they change their ways. I can almost put up with the endless TV ads. I can almost put up with the endless replays and non-calls and bad calls, and is this a catch, and is this a hit, and is this a penalty, and is it, we're almost at the point of flag football. I can almost put up with all that crap, but I can't put up with the desecration of our country. I can't put up with the desecration of our flag. I can't put up with the disrespect. I can't put up with the hypocrisy. I can't put up with little boys, little children running around playing a child's game, screaming about oppression and social justice and all this. And during the off season, they are nowhere to be found. They're nowhere during protests. They're nowhere to be seen. They're all sitting in strip clubs or running around in their $100,000 automobiles with their $50,000 Rolexes on their wrists. And I don't begrudge them making all that money. I wish I could make that kind of money. I'm sure everyone watching this video would love to make that kind of money. But why don't you put some of that money towards setting up scholarship programs in your hometowns or in the towns that you play in? Why don't you do something like what J.J. Watts did in Houston and raise millions and millions of dollars for hurricane relief during the last hurricane season? I think it was Howard hit the Houston area. And he raised more money than anybody. He raised more money than most charitable organizations. That's what you do with your fame. That's what you do with your money. That's what you do with your time if you're a responsible person. Not sit around whining and bitching and protesting a flag, a symbol of a country that made you what you are. A millionaire with probably little or no education behind you. You're all scum in my mind, and you're not worth watching anymore. You're not worth my time. And until the NFL changes the rules to make it to make it so this goes away. They are a private company after all in the end. They can tell you what to do and what not to do. This has nothing to do with freedom of speech. This has to do with what's right and what's not right. And I realize I'm probably going to get flamed for this in the comment section. I've realized that maybe some of you will unsubscribe from my channel. But I'm putting this out there as my point of view, my protest, my opinion. This is what I feel about the situation. And I hope some of you feel the same. And I hope you share this video. And that's all I've got to say. I'm going to enjoy college football. I'm going to enjoy watching that game, which has much less level of corruption than the National Felons League, which better change their ways and get back to what's proper, which is the game, or else they're going to find themselves out of business. Thank you for your time.